Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. Today I'm going to be discussing with you how gut health and prediabetes are related and how you can actually reverse your prediabetes by taking care of your gut. So in 2018, many of you who've been around for a while know that I recovered from an eating disorder and additionally prediabetes. And this was kind of following 11 years of binge eating habits. It was really bad. I would use food to cope with stress of life, and I did not have a healthy coping mechanism to manage that stress. I mean, I would try, but unfortunately my addiction always took hold. And it wasn't until 2018 when I prayed to God for a solution on how I was going to actually step and transition out of this eating disorder that I came up with this plan, which I was able to start helping other people with. The interesting piece of diabetes, prediabetes, and poor gut health is that the bacteria actually change based on our health, what we're eating, what type of lifestyle we live, medications. It actually changes. So in people with diabetes, their gut bacteria are actually different than somebody with a healthy metabolism. So diabetes is that hallmark recognition of insulin resistance, meaning your body will put insulin out into the bloodstream, but the sugar won't actually get into the cell because the cells are so full of sugar, they don't need any more nutrients, and our body just starts to build up this tolerance to insulin, and it's called insulin resistance. And so your blood sugar is up and your insulin is also up, and so that actually leads to inflammation and diseases. And diabetes is a really bad one because the sugar, when your blood sugar is high, it's really sharp to the smaller vessels of your eyes, your fingertips, and your kidneys. So a lot of people that struggle with diabetes actually also struggle with brain disease, dementia. They lose their vision, they lose their sensation called neuropathy in their fingers and toes. Some people actually lose limbs because when those vessels get damaged, oxygen can't actually flow to those areas. So when your tissue is starved of oxygen, it actually dies, and that's a big problem because your body, your whole tissue, we thrive on oxygen. That's why we always think of our lungs, our breathing. If our breathing is fine, that means we're oxygenating. But the other side of it is, what is the condition on the inside? Can your body actually get the oxygen to where it needs to go? Diabetes is one of those things that when your tissues are damaged, it prevents such things from happening. Your microbiome can actually change when the body starts to develop high blood sugar and diabetes, and there's less helpful bacteria that put out this short chain fatty acid called butyrate. Butyrate and other short chain fatty acids help repair the gut lining. So the reason why we want the gut lining to be repaired is because that prevents leaky gut, that defends the gut lining, the single cell layer thick that it is. You want that to be intact. You want the mucus layer to be good. You want the actual cell layer to be tight junctions and kind of intact so nothing is getting through. In diabetes, there's less bacteria that put out the nutrients that would help keep that intact. So if you're wondering which one comes first, we do know that our food influences our gut and our body's ability to process nutrients. So whole foods and foods that are original in their form, like an apple versus a cracker, the apple is just one ingredient. That's a whole food. And the best way to do it is to eat as many whole foods in your diet and make it a balance of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, instead of getting your food mostly from the frozen section, the pre-packaged, pre-made section. Sometimes products can actually be pretty healthy. There's more companies making different types of prepared meals that have better ingredients profiles, and I'm always looking for those because when I'm working or I'm really busy, the next thing that I want to do is actually not cook a full meal. So I think that a lot of you are like me in that I like to have a little simplicity available to me. And I think that's what makes this type of healthy living look so unapproachable and so difficult to so many people because, we're raised a certain way. We're raised to take our food from the freezer and warm it up in the microwave. We're raised to, order a pizza when you're super busy or you're working on a work project super late, but it actually takes some retraining to get yourself to go down that road of, okay, I'm going to plan ahead for my health. And when you can actually do that and plan ahead for these healthy meals that have a lot of ingredients that will actually feed your gut microbes and help it to be more diverse, then you actually are setting yourself up for longevity, and you're setting yourself up to have a decreased state of inflammation in the body. So it's amazing how the gut responds to our blood sugar levels, and it also is amazing how our gut responds to our food. So you always do want to approach healing your body with a focus on gut health, because the way that the gut produces those short chain fatty acids and the way the bacteria help communicate with our immune system and do so much to help us maintain our health from the inside out is always going to be that foundation for wellness and reversing any sort of condition that you have. So when it comes to diabetes, one thing that you're going to really want to focus on is removing that processed sugar out and bringing in natural sugars. And I would even go as far to say as steer clear of even super high sugar fruits like banana, mangoes for a while. While you're healing, you can choose to eat berries. What else is good? Lemons, of course, but these fruits have a lower amount of sugar inside, and they have such a great amount of antioxidants, and fruit is super good for you. There's a lot of fiber in there. It's certainly not what's going to make somebody diabetic, but when your body's in that inflamed state and it needs grounds for healing, sometimes you do need to bring the sugar down and the carbohydrates down in many different areas so your body can actually get that jump start on that healing. And then you're also going to want to focus on gut healing. So you can do a gut healing protocol, taking probiotics. I would encourage you to take the protocol in my book, which is available on Amazon, because that's what I did to help reverse my prediabetes and heal my gut, which actually resulted in me never having another binge eating episode again. I lost 30 pounds, my skin cleared up, and I don't suffer from anxiety and depression the way that I used to. I don't even have to take meds anymore. I used to be on Prozac, a really high dose of Prozac. And I actually was able to come off of that because I knew it wasn't helping me. I knew that wasn't the solution. And I know that a lot of you are in the same boat. And so I want to just encourage you. I know that diabetes and prediabetes is a big problem. And if you're not really sure if you do have diabetes, I want you to go to your doctor and ask for a hemoglobin A1C test. Also ask for a fasting insulin and a fasting glucose. An additional step you can take is getting a lipid panel, which will tell you what your triglycerides are doing right now. The liver will produce triglycerides in the presence of excess carbohydrate and sugar. And so when your triglycerides are elevated, a lot of times people think that that's because they're eating too much cholesterol and fat, but really that can be the body's response from the liver producing triglycerides from the excess sugar and carbs that you're taking in. And a lot of people still don't know that there are certain carbs out there that can actually promote inflammation and illness. So I hope that this helps, and drop your comments below. Are you pre-diabetic? I want to hear if you've ever dealt with this, and let me know what worked for you. Did you reverse it as well? Did you take medication? What was really the thing that turned the corner for you? I'd love to hear from you. Consider subscribing if this was helpful. I drop videos like this every Friday, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.